Hi, this is Dean from Sentinel Candles. So in today's project I'm going to be using a makeshift divider, which is this little divider here in my mold. This is a 1 kilogram mold and I've got a little piece of cardboard. So I've taped this up and it's nice and clean. I'm going to pour the goat's milk into one side and the goat's milk into another side. These are going to be 2 different colors. So I'm going to be using rose fragrance from Natural Candle Supply. It's going to be 10 mils for each side. So for my dyes I'm going to be using red, and I'm also going to be using magenta to make a pink. So one side of this will be light pink and the other side will be a darker pink. Once I feel happy with the pour, then I'm going to remove the divider by just pulling it straight up, and hopefully there'll be a divider straight down the center. Now from that point I don't know if I'm going to be doing a swirl back and forth to give it a texture, or if I'll just leave it. So let's get started. Okay, so here are my 2 goat's milks. The one on the right has 1 drop of magenta, and the one on the left, the brighter pink, has 5 drops of magenta and 2 drops of red. I really wanted to make this color pop, where the other one is really plain and simple. So at the moment they're at about 135 degrees, so I want to get them down to about 125, and then I'll pour them into the mold. Okay, so both the bases have just hit 125 Fahrenheit, which is about 52 degrees Celsius, and I'm going to pour them in right now. Okay, so I don't want to go right to the top, but it's about to fall out anyway, so here we go. This will go to prove which side is actually stronger. Now this is what I wanted to do, but I'm not sure if I should. I'm going to try and do a swirly type thing. Okay, so I'm going to wait for that to set, and then I'm going to pour whatever's left over the top of it so it fills up the rest of the loaf. Okay, so I'm just going to spray this. I've re-melted down what was left. You can see the amount that I've got to pour, but I've added some pink mica to it. I've also added some shooting star glitter. Now even though it's goat's milk soap, you can still see it because it will sit on top. This is quite hot and I'm going to pour it because I want it to blend in with the layer underneath. Okay, so I'm just going to spray the top there, and you probably can't see it from the camera, but it's got like a glitter on top of it, so it looks really quite nice. So I won't know how this is going to turn out until tomorrow. Okay, so it's the next morning and I'm going to unmold this rose scented loaf. Wow, what an amazing pattern on the bottom. That's where the skewer was. Ooh. The rest of it looks like it's, so that's how it's meant to be. Looks like it's pretty much merged. And that's, I wasn't expecting anything amazing out of this. It was just a trial to see what it was going to look like. But well, we'll cut her up and see what happens. Just so you know, the bar on the right hand side is a normal bar size. It's about 110 grams. And the reason why I only cut 9 to my loaf now is because I get this larger bar that I can use as my sample bar. And by sample I mean I put it in a bag and I put it next to the soaps, and people can then just smell it through the bag, where these ones are actually sealed, otherwise they would sweat. So it's a good sized bar, and once all these bars are sold in my shop, the last person that gets the last bar usually gets the sample bar as well, as like a little gift. Alright, so how weird is this? It's actually come out as a swirl. Most of you have been following me for a while. I've been trying swirls in different ways, and I thought I had it down pat, and I think I had if you watched one of my last videos. But this is obviously another way that you can make swirls, and quite honestly, they've come out really, really nice. What you can see to be white, this piece here, is actually like a light pink in real life, where everything else is quite dark. And that has just come out beautiful. Now, I think it's this bar. This bar is the first bar that I cut, so the end piece. And I thought it would have this line down right through it, but clearly not. And that has just come out amazing, and it smells beautiful too. So this is just another way to make swirls in your loaf. So this is rose scented. Okay, so I don't usually do this that often, but I'm going to weigh my soap just to make sure that I'm cutting at the right spaces, that each bar is pretty much exactly the same. Remembering that I'm cutting this manually with a knife, and sometimes when you go down you get a little millimeter on the bottom. So, alright, so this is the first one, 117. Okay, this is quite a large bar. That's 107. Alright, that's 111, so only a couple of millimeters off at the moment. 108, so 107 to 108 I'm doing 1 millimeter. 104, a little bit smaller. 108, it's a good size. 105, 110, 108. So all in all, that's not so bad when I'm cutting it by hand. So I just thought that would be a little interesting fact. Thanks for watching.